Look, this is not about a red herring about men wanting to play in women's sports. Please. This is about people like my husband, Phil, and I. We've been married for almost 13 years. We're a pretty boring married couple, probably not all that different than most people in Congress. We try to sleep in a little on the weekends. We sometimes argue over what to watch on TV, and we cherish the limited time we have with our friends and family. And we're really lucky because we live in Wisconsin, the first state in the nation to pass a gay and lesbian civil rights bill back in 1982, and it was signed by a Republican governor. But that's not true for a majority of America. If we pass the Equality Act, people like Phil and I can be free to love who we love, and we can live where we want to live, and we can work where we want to work without being fired or evicted simply because of who we are or who we love. That's pretty simple, pretty normal, pretty American. Today, we here in Congress can protect our LGBTQ constituents who want to live a life like Phil and mine, like yours, free of unfair prejudice and discrimination. I hope that you will do the right thing today and join me in supporting the Equality Act. I yield back.
If we go through this, we look at it, however well-intentioned the bill is, it's not coming under a full scrutiny, and we've seen this. After considering only 4 amendments at committee and rejecting each of them, including 3 that simply added rules of construction, the chairman requested the House consider this bill under a closed rule, and his request was granted. Now, we can disagree about policy, but it is hard to argue this bill wouldn't have been improved by full debate about what the bill says in consideration of as many amendments as possible. Americans can all agree, and everyone deserves to be treated with respect. No one should be mistreated by his employers, co-workers, or frankly, anyone else. However, when lawmakers propose amendments to federal law, we must avoid doing harm than good. We also must look at not pass legislation that could harm children, set back rights of women, have fought so hard to obtain, and erase the gains made possible by other federal civil rights laws, such as Title IX. H.R. 5 does all these things. This bill would do much more harm than good in many ways, and the people who would bear the most will be the women and children who would get the brunt of the damage. Again, we can have disagreements on what we believe this to be, but without a full vetting on the possibilities, all the nice language today about it, what it would or would not do or what it's supposed to do, gets under the scrutiny of what the law actually says. And that's the part that I have the most problem with.